Hello, Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris MegaCorp in our brand new Roma Galactica II series. So we are in the process of colonizing the Alpha Centauri system. Colonia Aurora is our first colony, and we are expanding, or not really expanding, we're building our very first city district there. And we have the option of building some additional districts on Earth. I'm going to go ahead and do that, given that I didn't do much of it in the previous episode, and we do have lots of minerals to spend. A new faction is recently gaining traction, so we have the Path to Victory Committee. They want what? They have no current issues. What's their deal? I forget what their deal is. All right, we now have the option of the Hydroponics Farms buildings. Again, different from districts. All right, biodiversity studies hasn't been researched yet. I should probably do that since I did the other two. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And while I'm thinking about it... Okay, we don't have the alloys just yet, but we're going to work towards that. I'll keep this episode on high speed as much as I can. We are going to get these stations built in Nemesis. Classis 1 did a good job of taking care of our friends in Sirius last episode, I'm happy to say. And we can go ahead and build a starbase in Eclinda. We briefly detected some unusual energy readings emanating from this planet. It might have been a glitch in our systems, or it could be a sign of something more. Research. Let's find out what it is. A new faction. Wow. Lots of factions. Unified as one party. So faction values are what exactly? Autocracy and stratified society. So they're all right with our current situation. We have a faction approval now, faction support. So as you can see, the way this works in MegaCorp, it's been slightly changed. The approval of a faction represents how pleased it is with the current status quo and may affect the happiness of its pops. The higher the faction's approval and support, the more influence we gain from it. So we're getting a bonus from our current policies. Speaking of that, let's take a moment to look at rights. Humans obviously have full citizenship. We have a stratified economy. We could also go for academic privilege, which would give us... Okay, let's look at how this would change things, just to consider it. All right, there wouldn't be as much of a happiness penalty if you're a worker or a slave. There would be more of a happiness bonus if you're a specialist. So that kind of balances out in some ways. There's still a push to become a specialist and not be a worker or slave, but it does mean that workers or slaves would be less unhappy. And this would also mean that there is a slight uptick in consumer goods upkeep, particularly for specialists. Rulers would stay the same. Specialists would... All right, so, and this changes the political power of rulers and specialists. No, it just quadruples the political power of specialists, which mean that researchers would get more, any specialist, but that includes researchers, they would get more influence. So if we go to pop, if we want to take a look at, say, our current researchers. Does it actually show political power on this screen or not? I suppose it doesn't, but we'll talk more about that in future episodes. Again, lots of changes in the current version of Stellaris, and as I'm thinking about political power, I'm kind of drawing a blank on the exact details of the mechanics. So we'll talk about it in the comments of the episode below. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people eager to explain. That's Paradox's community for you. Love you guys. But on top of that, we'll figure it out in future episodes regardless. A microsingularity recently intersected Thrad, almost said Thad, Thrad 4, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side of the planet. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. Fascinating. Traditions available. Very good. So this is our first Ascension perk here. Administrative cap increased by 20, and because we now have all of the expansion traditions, we get to build additional districts in all of our non-habitat planets. So, our very first Ascension perk. Nihilistic Acquisition, maybe. Interstellar Dominion, probably. Technological Ascendancy, there's an argument. One Vision, we're doing okay at the moment. I don't think we, I think Unity-wise, governing ethics-wise, I don't know. We might come back to that one later, but for now, I'm feeling pretty good. Mastery of Nature. All right, so this now permanently increases the maximum number of districts the planet can support by 2. But this is a decision, so you have to get this Ascension perk and then use that decision. And also it makes clearing blockers 33% cheaper. Executive Vigor. It's good to go over these because there might have been changes. That's why I'm going down each one here. But the Executive Vigor still has just a bonus to Edict duration, or now it should be Decision duration. And then Leader level cap and Leader pool size. If we go with Transcendent Learning. I kind of like that idea too. And then Shared Destiny. I don't really see any vassals nearby, so we're not going to go for that, not knowing that we can benefit from it. So it's either, I think I'm trying to decide between Technological Ascendancy and Interstellar Dominion. We have 2 really good colony worlds right next door. That's going to help us grow early on. We might go for this one a little bit later on, but for now, I'm happy with how far I've gotten, and I would like to go ahead and get, again, going back to what I was saying in the previous episode, I would like to go ahead and get a 10% boost that's going to help me for the majority of the series, for the rest of the series, starting now. So, yeah, let's do that. And then I definitely want these mining and research stations built. We're getting these stations built in Nemosi, good to see. And back up to speed 3.
Recon pass completed.
Through hard work and experience, scientist Metius Laelius has developed new skills.
Construction complete.
Ooh, hang on, that's good news. He's got the custom AI assistant, which means survey speed is faster, research speed is faster, and anomaly research speed is even faster. So that is good for him to have out there getting work done in this area. Now, we're going to have more cultists over here, so we're going to discover them somewhat soon. I'll send the science ship in that general direction and see what happens. And speaking of that, let's pause for another moment and take a look at what we might be able to do in terms of different types of corvettes. We currently have an Interceptor class corvette. Why don't we go ahead and boost our ship complement, our design complement, with a variety of ships. We're going to have a missile boat. And then a couple of shields, as usual, and that is that. Nothing else to do there. We want you to auto-upgrade, and we're going to call you... Ooh, Caecilius. Smacks of Doctor Who. Caecilius is tempting, but I want simpler names for my first designs. Caecilius has distinction to it. That might need to be a bigger ship. Spurius. I like Spurius. Kind of complements Servius in a way. So Spurius is our missile class corvette, and Servius is our combat class corvette. And with that being done, what's the easiest way to do this? Because I kind of don't want to have 8 of each. Or do I? Maybe have 4 more? Yeah, let's do that. So if I set that up, that'll allow me to build some ships. It's going to take a second before we can build them all, but that way we'll at least have some additional ships to help take on whatever challenges are posed to us. I'm going to wait, though, before I spend it on upgrading that right away, because we don't need to send them anywhere just yet. All right, so we've arrived at the Matsonia system.
Reconnaissance completed.
No sign of aliens yet. Hopefully this won't go like Dynastic Divinity and we have a Roman Star Empire series. This is a horrifying thought. But if anyone watched Dynastic Divinity who's watching this, and there's a lot of you, that series was so weird, wasn't it? Like there were no... we had a freaking fanatic purifier next door. They never declared war on us. There was no warfare for like the entirety of the series. It was so strange. By the time the series was approaching and past the endgame point, I was ready for it to be done. That would suck if that happened again. So I would like to see some aliens somewhat soon. What can only be described as a dimensional portal has been discovered in a remote location on Colonia Aurora. This happened in one of my test games. Weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current, which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on Colonia Aurora, but the very existence of this portal raises some disturbing questions, such as where does it lead to, and could something come through the portal from the other side? Intriguing. So, the thing about this is the project takes a long frickin' time. 46 months, and that does tie up our physics researcher. So we're not going to worry about that right now, but that's something to bear in mind for sure. Now, where's our construction ship? Yeah. You're already building those. You're done in Nemosi. Why don't you go ahead and build a starbase in Barnard Star, please? Oh, and in Sirius as well. Yeah. we're going to be able to, all right, next month, we're going to be able to get that done. Or I can go ahead and, you know what? No, not next month, because we don't have to wait anymore. That's the thing. That's the thing about, all right, that's going to get annoying from time to time. We now have the option of just saying, no, I want you to go ahead and do both. We can buy resources anytime we need them. We don't have to wait for resources to arrive. That's going to take me a while to adjust to. Even though I know I'm playing the new expansion and I'm playing a series for YouTube, actually, especially because I'm playing a series for YouTube and I'm doing two things at once, commentating and playing, you know, once I really kind of get into a rhythm, I have old habits, right? That's the funny thing about watching, you know, a YouTuber that's played a certain game a lot, play a new version of it. Because it's like, it's constantly changing. All right, tell you what, why don't you build the one? Okay, is there a way to cancel just the next order? I don't know if there is or not. Okay, never mind. We'll have you stay here. Now, fairly soon, we'll be able to get the second colony going in Alpha Centauri, and I would like to do that, honestly. I would love to have a second colony world started. Seeing as they're both continental worlds, I think that's going to be economically a really good decision for us. It's going to be challenging. There could be ways that it can bite me in the butt, but we'll try to avoid those and confront the challenges together. As part of the fun of the early series in this new expansion, our science officer has found an anomaly. It will require extensive probing, but we could garner a substantial find. Okay, hang on. You're looking at that. As a result of your abilities, you have some better... Yeah, I want you to look at these anomalies now. Both of them. But after you're done surveying there. Please and thank you. I guess I'll go ahead and add the Thrad system. I've got the... Well, no. Let's balance what I'm doing. I would like to also build some of my new ships so that I can be ready to take the cultists on in this system.
Construction complete.
All right, we're starting to run low on consumer goods,
Complete.
which you really need to keep an eye on. Why are we starting to run low on consumer goods? Probably because we just need, it's the additional population on Colonia Aurora for sure, and on Earth. So what we need to do is make sure we have more being produced by buildings. All right, let's see, alloy megaforgers, megaforges. Where did that come from? Megaforgers. Okay, that's going to be a meme. Corvette build speed, Corvette build cost, or mining station output plus 10%. I really like that idea. But I also like the idea of having megaforgers even sooner. I think I want to go with this, because this is all mining stations, including energy mining. So economically, that's the best benefit to have first, if I had to choose between the two. That research station is being built. Let's take a look at what we can do to mitigate our consumer goods issue right now. Population-wise, we are at 29 on Earth, and in not too long, we will have, maybe before this episode's over, we'll have a new pop on Earth, which will unlock a new building slot and maybe help us resolve our consumer goods issue. Hey, the RSS Diodorus' crew is reporting that they found something spectacular on Kefroth 5A, which is where? It's right here. On the surface lies traces of an explorative expedition of another civilization. Left behind are some well-preserved documents and artifacts. The proposed action by Chief Science Officer Maximal Plautius is to send the text findings to our homeworld for translation. There's also the possibility to sell them to a private investor. So I think I will send them to the homeworld for research, and we will definitely go ahead and... Oh, hello! That's a long time. However, the dimensional portal here is a lot faster now. That's still a long time, though. What am I currently researching for physics? Research complexes? I'd rather have that done first, and then come back to it. So I have both of those projects on tap. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get that second colony going like I was talking about. Yeah, this should be all I need. There we go. And of course, this is going to cost me some consumer goods to build. So again, gonna have to keep an eye on this, but I think it'll be worth it. So this is going to be... We're going to put Colonia at the front of this too. So we have Colonia Aurora. I like it. Colonia Aurora and Colonia Caledonia. We aren't necessarily going to put Colonia... Someone suggested this on episode 1. We're not necessarily going to put Colonia in front of every single colony we found, but hey. Cultist marauders encountered. We have sighted ships flying the flag of the Grey Disciples in the Rixum system. They've charged their weapons and are moving straight for us at battle stations.
Evasive action.
All right, so that science ship is going to get the hell out. And how strong are they? Oh, they're nothing. Okay. So apparently the strong fleet was in Sirius.
Anomaly found.
We've detected life signs coming from somewhere beneath the barren and lifeless surface of this moon. What manner of organism could possibly live there? I don't know. Let's find out. How we doing pop-wise on Earth? Getting there. Almost halfway. So it's actually going to take about 20 months as of right now. Less than 2 years. And we'll be able to build something that will help us with our consumer goods. Specifically, it's civilian industries. They'll turn minerals into consumer goods. Some kind of burrowing silicon-based lifeform inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Kephoth 4A. As best as we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks and there is intelligence, or there is evidence to suggest that they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface. Hey, all right. That's kind of far away, but still, it's a step in the right direction.
Anomaly found.
The surface of this asteroid is littered with metallic debris. Most of it appears to originate from starships of many different designs.
Report success.
Research. Okay, research complexes is done. We can go ahead and research better research station output as well. Better energy credits from technicians or improved deflectors. Let's do better research station output. Same strategy I've been playing up. And what else can we do? I mean, we have Classis 1 on the way to deal with them. We need to keep an eye on our energy and on our consumer goods. But as soon as we can build some more civilian industries, I think our consumer goods problem will at least be temporarily dealt with. Okay. New colony ship is on the way. Here's Alpha Centauri 3. Zoom in and have a look at you. And you can see the other colony in the distance there. That's Colonia Aurora. Very nice. Yeah, it's getting there. All right. Now let's recycle what we can from here. And this combat is going to be over quickly. That's that. Cultist fleet destroyed. We do need to reinforce the fleet. Well, actually we don't. That's just a new ship that needs to be built. Or actually, no. It looks like one did get destroyed. That's fine. Let's have them return home. And with that being done, there's not any debris to speak of, but let's see. We have a science ship looking at these anomalies. I want you to come back out here, survey that, and then keep surveying until we loop all the way back around to here, and then eventually we'll get there. Oh, we just ran out of commands to queue. Good, I was kind of hoping that would happen. All right, so
System reconnaissance completed.
I'm going to go ahead and add Seozuno to our territory, given that the minerals and research bonus that we get there would be decent. News of alien ships humming through the ether have reached Earth, in many ways ending the first chapter of in the book of the Roman Empire's bid for a stellar empire. What? Oh, hey! Hey, these are Caravanеers. That's what they are. So I might be able to go ahead and investigate. Or do I have to wait until they hail us? Interesting. Why isn't that an option? Also, let me look at research really quickly. I think what I'd like to do, let's maybe wait until that's done in 28 months, and then I'm going to circle back and go ahead and do one of the special projects that I'm sitting on.
Construction complete.
All right, so those are the Caravaneers. There they are. Greetings from the Vengralian Trium, certified Caravaneer traders of the Caravansary Caravan Coalition. Oh, alliteration. We bring you exclusive products from the farthest corners of the galaxy as reproduced by our shipboard factories at affordable prices. We will offer you an exclusive deal whenever we pass through your territory, tempting as it may be. You don't have to accept right away. You can ask us to contact you again before we depart your space, and we will, but be aware that incoming calls will be rerouted to Caravansary Caravan Coalition. Greetings, Caravaneers! We have a very limited quantity of Blorg glandular extract available for purchase by private entities, great for semi-permeable membranes of all kinds. Show us your wares. We offer you Trium brand bunk beds. These innovative, space-efficient, stackable, sleek receptacles increase the habitation potential of planetary housing, allowing you to squeeze in more capita per square meter. All this for the low, low price of 500 unity. The mechanical process of zeitgeist absorption is poorly understood and can be unnerving, but it is completely harmless. A one-time delivery to a single colony only. Bunk beds are guaranteed to last 80 years and no longer. Increases housing by 10% for the duration. So this is a buff. Carefully consider distribution of bunk beds not included. Use of bunk beds is correlated with a drastic increase in mild injuries caused by falling out of bed, may cause privacy concerns, may increase societal vulnerability to seasonal contagions and/or pandemics. So, we can go ahead and buy this, and we would get bunk bed deployment, which would increase housing by 10% for the duration. Since we're near the end of this episode, tell you what, I'm actually going to say, I don't know if I'm going to record the next one before you guys have seen this one or not, but I kind of want to see what you guys think. Give you a chance to comment. Yeah, let's get back to them. Let's get back to them later. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Should we do that? Should we not? Housing would, again, ensure that we have more immigration pull on our planets, which helps for new colonies, and we do have some new colonies starting. It will also make sure there's no overcrowding. So there's an argument maybe for doing that if that benefit were to come a little bit later, but not necessarily to do it right now. Let me know what you think in the comments. We are receiving a decent amount of influence per month, which is nice to see.
Taking
All right.
evasive action.
Hey, we have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Rodon system. These strange objects have been flagged as Delta aliens until we can learn more about them. Aha! It's the crystalline construct. Interesting. All right, let's take a moment to research the Delta aliens. It's going to cost society research. That's fine. All right, construction-wise, why don't you go build that mining station, please, seeing as how we need the energy anyway. You're still heading to Seozuno.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Good. Glad to hear it. Our pop is almost done growing on Earth. What was previously thought to be assorted mountains on the southern hemisphere of Alpha Centauri b have been identified as the massive skeletal remains of a single colossal alien life form. The bones have been dated at 3.4 billion years old, but our scientists have ruled out that Alpha Centauri b could have supported life on that scale at any point in the planet's history. Science officer Metius Laelius has prepared a special research project to delve further into the mystery. So why don't we go ahead and have a look at that while you are in the area right now. Please and thanks, because you've got other stuff to do once you're done with that, sir. Okay, you, whoever, could go ahead and research this, right? What would it take for you to do that? Yeah, it's routine for you. So go ahead and research that anomaly. And tell you what, go ahead and research that one afterward. And then I would like you to survey here, and then there, and there. Nice. Starting to make progress. I would like to go further out in this direction before too much longer. Colonia Caledonia is under development. Currently only have 3 pops on Colonia Aurora. So what are the population doing? Oh, that was fast. Okay, never mind. I'm going to say no. I think I talked myself out of it. I was going to give myself a chance to let you guys weigh in, but I didn't realize they would loop back around that quickly. I guess I do have it on relatively high speed here. So that makes sense. It is what it is. All right, so the Caravaneers have left for now. We do have the ability to build a new building on Earth. So civilian industries will give us the ability to build additional consumer goods. Let's definitely go for that so that we can stop our leakage here. Now, of course, civilian industries will have an energy upkeep, a rather large energy upkeep, as do a number of the buildings. Research labs have a large upkeep. Alloy foundries have a large
Special
upkeep.
project complete.
Okay, so after continued studies of the massive skeletal remains found on Alpha Centauri B, or B1, science officer Metius Laelius has concluded that the creature served as some sort of organic starship. Much smaller bones from at least 3 separate species were found within the larger skeleton, and we assume these came from members of the crew. For unknown reasons, this organic starship suffered catastrophic damage and crash-landed on Alpha Centauri B1. While we cannot begin to understand the biological engineering necessary to grow a starship like this, the study of these bones alone has substantially advanced our knowledge. So we're going to get a research and both a engineering and a society research modifier for Alpha Centauri. Which planet is that specifically? Very good. Okay. So you've just finished the station in Seozuno, haven't you?
Construction complete.
Or had you not quite? Okay, let's get that done, and then I want you to come over here and build those research stations, please and thanks. Hey, new tradition available. So before we end here, let's take a moment to think about what we should do next. Discovery reduces the research speed on anomalies. That's probably a good idea. Prosperity will increase mining station output. Harmony will reduce food consumption. The time it takes for unemployed pops to demote to a lower stratum is reduced by 50%. That's one of the ways employment works, by the way, now, is that if you have an unemployed pop, they're really, really unhappy being unemployed, but eventually they will suck it up and take a lower level job in order to continue their existence. So they have to take some time to kind of give up their standard of living, in other words. Since we haven't encountered any aliens yet, I think I do want to go for discovery so that we continue to build our research up. I do want to be, trust me, I'm going to be militaristic this playthrough. We're going to do some domination and supremacy perks, but right now, I would like to make sure that we are in a good technological position when we do actually encounter those aliens. So let's get that technology going. All right, so you are here. That starbase is already being built. I'll tell you what. We're going to send you over here and build those 2 stations because that construction ship is going to leave as soon as they are done in Seozuno. All right, so our energy surplus has just been balanced out a little bit. It's going to drop again once we get some new stations built. This is fairly normal for the new kind of opening of games, the opening phases of games. Ooh, it's a big tundra world. Hello, didn't see that. This is somewhat normal in that there's going to be more of a balance, and hopefully there will be more of a balance throughout the game. You have to really manage your economy now. You have to keep an eye on these things, and the totals aren't always, especially in the early game, very high. It's not just a matter of getting your economy to a point where it can just run away from you. You have to continue to pay attention to it because, again, we have that 2-stage economy. It's quite nice. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of Seozuno B2 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapon blasts, and scans from the RSS Diodorus have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains after all the damage, at all after the damage they must have sustained, is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Maximum Plautius is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies. So we have, this is a classic Stellaris anomaly. And I will go ahead and have this science ship look at that first, the same way the other one did for another anomaly. And on that note, we're about 29 minutes into the episode, so I will stop this one here. In the next one, we are going to probably try and expand in just about all directions here. All right, we've finished researching crystalline entities as well, which is quite nice. So the reports of strange free-floating crystal-like objects observed in certain systems have been investigated. The ship-size objects and their slightly smaller but equally crystal-like satellites at first appeared inert, but sudden shifts in their orientation relative to our ships and new energy signatures emerging from within the prisms indicate that they should be regarded as hazardous and approached with caution. Even should we not find a martial use for them, studying a shattered crystal would no doubt yield interesting results. So we can hunt them down and get a boost to our damage, as well as 500 minerals for every crystalline entity destroyed. Or we can study them. I kind of like the idea of hunting them down. Easy prey. Let's go militarist. And on that note, I'll stop this episode here. Like I said, the next one, we're going to pretty much expand out in all directions and see if we can find some neighbors. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every other day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.